So in the last tutorial, we set up the theme of our application and the structure. Now in this tutorial, let's start building this screen. So in order to do that, let's go to the chat screen file, and then let's add the app bar for our scaffold. So I'll get back here, and then let's initialize in here an app bar, and then we need to give it the title and the image. So for the image, we can add a leading, and we can use image.asset, and we need to give it the OpenAI logo, so this logo. Okay, and I'll add some padding to it. So let's wrap it by padding, just like that, and I will save it. And now here it is. Let's add some elevation for it. So I will use true as elevation. And then we need to add the title. So in order to add the title, it is easy. We just need to add the title argument, and then we need to add text. And in here, let's name this text ChatGPT. Now save it. And here it is. Okay. Now let's continue. We have the chat screen here, which is not appearing because I didn't send any message yet. So let's say hello. And now we will have this chat screen, and we will have this loader, and we will have this text field and this button down below. Well, so I will get rid of this, and instead I will use a column. So let's delete it. And in here, let's initialize a column, and let's wrap it by a safe area like that. And let's add a semicolon like that just for the format. Okay, so the first child will be our chat screen. So in order to do this, I will initialize a listview.builder like that. We need to give it the item builder context, and then we need to give it the index, and in here we need to return something. For the count, I will use item count, let's say of 6, and I will return just for now a text, and let's say hello, this is a text, for example. Now save it. I still have an error. We need to add comma in here, and that's it. Now I'm having an overflow error. Simply we can fix it by wrapping it by a flexible widget. Okay. Now I'll go back to our application, and here it is, and here's how it looks. Fine. This UI will be working on it in the next tutorial. For now, let's finalize the main screen. So when I was sending the message, we show in here a spin kit loader. So what I'm gonna do is to add in here a boolean, and I will name it as typing, and I will put it for now at true. Okay. This error, these lines just to make it final, but later on, of course, we'll change it. We'll be changing this value when the user is sending a message and when the response is being generated. Okay. So in here, I'm gonna do an if statement. So for the if statement, you can type it like that. For example, if it's typing, we need to show our widget, and if not, we can show a sized box dot shrink. Okay. So in here, we can show, for example, let's say a container, and you can do an if statement just like that. This is okay, but if you have more widgets, if this condition is being satisfied, this way it doesn't work very well. I mean, you can optimize the code more. So what I'm gonna do is to add an if statement in here. So let's say if is typing, and now in order to add many widgets as what you want, you need to add this spread operator, and now you can add as many widgets in here as you want. Okay, so in our case, I will add the spin kit, and I will use the 3 bounce dots. So this one basically. Let's add the color. So for the color, I will use the white color. And then for the size, let's use 18. And now I will save it. Okay, let's get back to our application. And now you can see it here. Here is our loader. Of course, now if I put this one to false, you cannot see here anymore anything. Okay, I will save it again. Okay, so now it disappeared. Perfect. But let's just keep it true in our case. And now we need to start making the text field and the bottom widget. So for that, we will be using a row. For the text field inside of a row, you need to wrap it by flexible or expanded widget. So let's define an expanded widget here and then initialize our text field. For the text field, we need a controller and we need a Fox node. Okay, so in here, let's define a Fox node. Or we can just rely in our case on the controller. So let's define text editing controller. And I will name it text editing controller. We can define it directly like that, or we can define it in the end state, initialize it. So let's say text editing controller equal to text editing controller, just like that. Of course, the controllers need to be disposed. So let's dispose it, just like that. And in here, let's add a late, so that because we are initializing it in the init state, so we can initialize it as late. So in here, let's add the controller, just like that. And then we need to add the onSubmitted. So once the user press directly enter or the keyboard, press next or done on the keyboard, the message will be sent, just like the WhatsApp. So in here, it takes a value. You can name it whatever you want. And in here will be our function. Okay. So let's say send message, like that. Then we need to do some decoration for it. So for the decoration, we need to give it the hint text. And of course, for the decoration, we need to call the input decoration. And I will use collapsed. And we need to give it the hint style, hint text. And now let's say, how can I help you? Like that. Or let's remove the capitalization from here, and that's it. Now let's save it and see how it looks like. I will start it. Okay, so here it is. I know you cannot see it clearly, but here it is. Okay, so now let's add some decoration just to make it visible for the user. And in order to do that, let's add the hint style, like that. And it is a text style. And now we can specify the color for it. So we can use white color or gray color, let's say. Like that. Now save it. And here it is. Now it is in gray and it appears better than before. But now if I type something, it is also, again, it is in black. So in order to fix this, we need to add style here. And of course it is text style. And we can just copy this. Okay, so I'll just paste it here. And in my case, I will use here white. Let's add semicolon here and a comma and add the cons keyword and save it. And that's it. Okay, so now as you can see, the text is white. Now what I want to do is to wrap this row by a material, or you can wrap it by a container just to give it the color. And in my case, I will give it the card color. Now save it. And here the card color is appearing. To add some spacing, we can add in here sized box and give it height of 15. Like that. Just to add some spacing between these two widgets. And let's wrap the row by some padding. So let's wrap it by padding, just like that. Now the last thing is that we need to add the second child for this row, which is the icon button. So we need to give it the onPressed, which is again the send message button or function. And for the icon, we will use the icon of send, let's say this one, and we need to add the color for it. Let's give it the white color, just like that, and that's it. Okay, so it looks pretty much as this one. We just need to edit the chat screen, the chat widget here, and we need to add this button. So in order to add the button above for the app bar, we just need to add the actions for it. So in the app bar in here, let's add the actions, and then we add an icon button, and then for the icon, we can use the more icon. So I'll just paste it here, and now add the const keyword and format our code. Let's add a comma here and format our code, and that's it. Now I will save it for the last time, and here it is. Now we have this 3 dots in here. And the next tutorial, we will start implementing the chat widget. So this was all for this tutorial. I'll see you in the next one.